These doors at the airport terminal, they used to be the gateway to adventure.
For those of you just joining us, welcome aboard.
Now when you get here, it's more the moment of truth. Just how much is that flight you thought you paid for really going to cost you? Because they are adding on fees for everything. To choose your own seat ahead of time, to get a pillow and blanket on board, to watch a movie, to be handed a bottle of water. And last month, Allegiant Airlines, to carry on your own bag. You're doing the heavy lifting, but the price you pay for the privilege of storing it in the overhead, $10 to $35. Not quite as high as Spirit's carry-on price, $20 to $45. They've been charging for carry-on since 2010. And which airline's going to be next?
We're probably a few years away from other airlines following what Allegiant has done, but honestly, we're probably not that far off. I think a lot of the airlines aren't going to have much of a choice to do this. Many of them are losing money hand over fist if these fees aren't there.
Of course, a key reason people carried on in the first place was to avoid the baggage charges that have been creeping up in recent years. All you want to do is bring your clothes, but on United, you'll pay $100 for a third bag on an overseas flight, while Delta is charging $125 and American $150. Lately, there is the book your seat ahead of time fee, an extra charge per seat at time of booking on some sections of some airlines to avoid the middle seat, or just to make sure that you and your spouse can sit next to each other. In total, the airline industry brought in $2.6 billion in the first 3 quarters of 2011 with all of these add-on fees.
Delta, if I recall correct, has brought in $656 million in just baggage fees alone. They also are the leading airline when it comes to change ticket fees.
But these fees really diss the idea of the discount ticket. Example, a round trip on US Air, New York to London in November, where a good discount fare price, one that you buy well in advance with limited flexibility, recently priced out at $658. But add 2 suitcases and the price goes up $70 in each direction. And a third suitcase, that's another $200 going and coming. Add the $236 tax, which US Airways does not get to keep, and the total price of that $658 trip has gone up to $1,434. This really makes the airlines unpopular. So why do they do this to us?
So what's in it for the airlines with all of these fees is extra revenue. They have no choice but to put out all of these extra fees because they'd be losing money otherwise.
And the great cost to airlines, and one that's almost beyond their control, is fuel, the price of oil, which is why Delta is actually looking at buying its own refinery so that it can make its own fuel. Yes, the airlines need the money, but for this to work, they need us to believe that what used to be included is now a frill. As though all they have to do is deliver your body in one piece on time to your destination, and anything beyond that is a frill. So what if restaurants tried this? Say they delivered the food to someplace near your mouth. But if you want a knife and fork to eat with it, oh, that's an instrumentation fee, $10. A basket of bread to go with it, supplemental fuel fee, $8. A napkin, hygiene allowance, $14. We would rebel, or at least go elsewhere, right? But there's not a whole lot of elsewhere to go when it comes to flying. And there may yet be a whole range of so-called free services on board that they can still start charging for. Ireland's Ryanair made some noises about charging for the use of toilets. After the outcry, they said they never really meant it. But now management is pressing for a change in the law so that heavier weighing passengers have to pay higher prices. At least we can see this stuff coming more clearly, since a new law requires airlines to tell us up front about the taxes and other stuff built into the price, which their ads used to leave out. Look at this, some like Delta, one price, period. As though that's a boast. So if you still want to take along what used to be included in the price, carry it on. Carry on your own food and your own pillow and your own movies and your own water. Carry on. Just for the thrill of it. Unless they hit you with one of those carry-on charges. I'm John Donvan for Nightline in Washington.